All right, so this is evening charting session for Thursday night, going into Friday, but also I just cleared all my charts. I want to do a top-down analysis again, starting on the higher time frames, because with the price action currently not holding the bullish structure, I believe a deeper rebalance is in order, which I had alluded to quite a while ago, that I felt the quarterly time frame and higher was overextended, so to speak, but too resting too much in a premium. And so that's what I wanted. So I cleared it because I want to kind of do like a full dissection on the three assets and see if where things line up and if it gives me a better understanding for where we might go. Because I was spotting this is the 6 month chart, um, which might be too high, but I just it's interesting to look at structure here. We know that this OB got created on all assets, which this candle opened low into rebalancing and then expand, right? So this is all balance price. Okay, so that no big deal. Okay, I feel confident in that. The next piece of price action that I want to look at is the current dealing range or whatever. I don't really know what the true answer is, but you know, the how G always was like spot the manipulated low to the manipulated high. We do not have the manipulated high here. However, we do have a manipulated high here. Now, currently, this candle, you know, has not closed back inside the range, so to speak, in 4 months, right? But if I assume price is going to continue lower, then this candle will flip, which would mean that this is a souped high. So this would be the correct range. So this would be a rebalance point, right? And same thing here. This did soup right here, rebalance point. Okay, but this is the 6 month point. So I'm just gonna, for now, I'm actually gonna notate this OB because I want to take a screenshot of the higher time frames just so I have clarity on um, everything. So this will be the 6 month. And then I'm just gonna keep it simple here and just say, and we'll just keep it wide for now. That way, the text doesn't get in the way. I'll do. The dashed always looks horrible. So is it dotted? Excuse me. Okay, so this will be 6M rebalance point. That does not need to be that big, and this also doesn't need to be too. Looks like it's centered middle. We want bottom. There we go. Let's just make sure that we're accurate so we can look for. There we go. Okay. So this is a 6 month rebalance point. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on all assets. Great. Perfect. Now we can delete that. And then we should do the same. Oh, YM's kind of a little bigger here. Yes, there we go. Just copy this over. Oh, missed it. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. So at least for the on the higher time frame, right? This I believe is the draw currently. In order for healthy expansion, at least, So let me just line these up. Let's get all that going like so. Okay, let me just screenshot this. Oh, does that. Sorry. I'm not very good at recording correctly and not having certain things pop up. Okay, let me pull up my journal for tomorrow. For now, I'll just paste that in there. We gotta keep working on the lower time frame. Okay, great. So we have that one. Okay, so now, let's see, 3 month is where I was, yeah. So 3 month rebalance point. This is where it's like, see how that looks. Technically, I can't use this one because because it closed above. But that, I guess, no, this would be the full range. Yep, yep, okay. So I'm curious. Let's go with, oh, 3 month. Make it purple. Why not? I guess I should save this. Okay. Wait. Oops. You when it does that. Nice. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay. Boom. All right. At least we have some points of reference here, which is what I'm mostly interested in. And the reason the 3 month is interesting right now to me is because obviously we're moving lower, but on the 3 month, we do have a 3 month BISI right here. So let's go ahead and just annotate that. 3 month BISI. Oh, and then we can go ahead and just add that over here. The rebalance point EQ is resting right below. So this is discount of this range, right? Discount of this range. We are currently in a premium seeking a rebalance point, in my opinion. Where would we likely seek that? A gap. 3 month gap here, right? 3 month gap. So let's do that. Yeah. This is actually a little too long, I think. Let's do it like that. Oh, that's why that one is too long. Okay. There we go. Just for picture. 6M plus W. There we go, top. For me, it's really important to be clear because when I go back to study and look at my notes, I want to make sure I really have a good, thorough understanding of like what I'm looking at. So like, yes, is it excessive? Yes, but to get the higher time frame structure understood correctly gives you the lower time frame framework, which allows you to have a good understanding of narrative and bias for each day and why the market's moving the way it is. Um, we also have this untapped 3 month order block that price could also choose to rebalance to. I'm not going to annotate that currently just for clarity purposes, because if we start to move down here past this, at that point, then I'll go ahead and annotate that. But I don't feel the need to right now. So let's take I want to take a screenshot of this, and then just, this is so cool. This, it's like, this is, why we expanded, right? We took out correct PO3, open low, soup these lows, right? Equal lows. I mean, expansion, rebalance, expansion. So this looks just, this is just really nice. Okay, let's take a screenshot of this now. I can save this. Okay, get rid of that. Open this up. It's doing it again. Sorry about that. Okay, now you just paste that one there. So that's 6 month, 3 month. Let me get rid of this nonsense. Okay, make sure I'm still recording. I am. Okay, so now we got that 3 month, 6 month. There is a small, I didn't really see it, but I should draw it out because it is here. Here is the BISI. I gotta redraw it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave that off because here's why. This is if NQ is now taking over as the leading asset on the higher time frames, then we will rebalance here long before YM comes down. So if we start to come down, then I'll annotate it. I'm also too lazy because I already took the screenshot. Okay, so we got that. Let's go to the weekly now, which is where we've kind of already been at. I guess we just peak the monthly, excuse me. YM, no need to really peak it. We're just up in the stratosphere. Okay, so, right, rebalance, expansion that we already talked about. So really, we're just coming into this area. I see nothing on the monthly that I need to look at. Weekly. We were in that 3 candle model, but so let's see here. I want to take a look at this. That's this OB here, which we're already, but we could, I guess, manipulate this low and create SMT. So I'll pay attention to. I wonder how price will respond when we get there. So that's key level. And that low is this low, which for sure will SMT. Okay, so we'll just, that's the key level resting right above that EQ. Okay, so here we go. This looks good. Okay, right? How do we spot, like, at least this excites me, right? How am I spotting key levels, or like how do I know potentially the market is like likely to move somewhere? And I look for unmanipulated lows, which this key level is, but furthermore, resting above these 2 EQ points, there are 2 equal lows. So, right, if this is a relative low, right, then when we come down here, these 2 are going to get taken. So this is definitely an area in which I want to pay attention to, and I will mark this out just to mirror. I want to see where those lows are here. Okay, and those lows are here, so I'll mark that out. See, this was that souped? Yeah. So, okay, so now I definitely think we're coming down here because this low was souped, which caused the expansion. Now, if we're coming back, we're going to come back for the previous manipulated low and then further. So this is definitely an area that I'm interested in. Furthermore, it falls right inside the BISI. So we can manipulate into the BISI. Okay, cool. That's exciting. But we do have quite a ways because, and I'll tell you why. The first thing I'm going to be looking for is tomorrow. How do we respond after taking this weekly low? Because as you can see, that's pretty substantial. SMT. So the question will remain like how to respond. And I'm not saying I'm like super bearish. I just this is what I'm seeing right now. So actually let me, this OB is not really necessary anymore. And then I want to slide this in. Yes, like oops. Just shrink it real quick. Like that. Okay. Slide this guy in like that. You know what? And this is sitting inside a weekly OB. I'm not going to draw that out. So it'll clutter. I actually don't. I guess I'll just pay attention to it. That's fine. We got that one. Let me fix good old ES. Ever since GXT was like, you know, it's either NQ or YM as the leading asset and ES is just the middle asset. Wow, that's helped so much. What a game changer. Because now I just really watching YM and the sort of strength switch between that and NQ, which has been really helpful. Okay, so we got the weekly lower time frame draws inside this OB, inside this OB. Anyways, so let's go ahead. Oh, I guess I should draw out that BISI because it will, for posterity, probably land correctly. Let's see how it looks on the lower time frame. I'm not going to fix the other one. Yes, I probably will, but let's see here. Weekly, here we go. Right there. See, did that make it better or worse? There we go. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Cool. Give some more space to YM there. That's fine. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, weekly. Good. I'm liking. Man, why does it just pop up? I drag it over every time. It should just stay there. What is going on, computer? Apologize. Not a professional. All right, we got the weekly done. That's bingo. Now let's go daily and see what's going on, what mess we're in. Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Zoom in. Zoom in, here we go. Okay. Probably put some music on while I'm doing this in the future. That way, if anyone's watching, they're not just bored out of their mind waiting for me to say something stupid, but that's okay. Let's just do like this. Okay. Well, definitely going to be target here if we do end up getting shorts. Okay, so daily is looking. I wonder. I don't know how this works. This OB, how do you? I wonder because if it's a full body, it's easy EQ, but this looks correct. So even though we've dumped here, we are supporting EQ of this OB, but that won't matter because if we're anticipating lower prices, but at least. So I want to keep that on there coming into the morning, anticipating at least some longs back to EQ. Is it important to pay attention to this OB? I guess I'll just put it in there as a notation. And I'll stop it right here. I'll just say, yeah, EQ of D OB plus OB. I'll just make it small and I'll make it blue. So it's a bullish order block. We're just going to leave it there. Yep. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I'm fine with that. And then what do we got over here? We're not really nothing and nothing. We have no SMT yet. Possibly down here. Okay, so pretty boring. Tomorrow's Friday. Rebalance, but I doubt we're gonna leave this draw unmet. I would think we would leave Friday continuing lower and then creating the SMT down here or something like that. Or rebalancing because this is EQ and then next week figuring that out. But easy for tomorrow here. Let's just screenshot these guys so we can get down to the 4 hour, see if we can spot a key level that we would like to see price get to for some sort of move. Okay. Okay, boom. So that's daily. All right, let's just peek the 4 hour. Almost done here. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay. So I'm saying nice, back to GXT, right? If we're looking for a rebalance point on the daily, we're going to look for gaps on the 4 hour. There is a SIBI here, which is technically in discount of this range, of previous D range. And same thing here, but I'm just going to mark these out. I don't know what price is going to do, but this is a area in which I definitely want to pay attention to. And then we have that same one up here. And I will go ahead and mark this out as a okay, cool. So we got that now. And then I'll just take a picture of this for our levels. And then I want to look on the 15 real quick and sneak a peek and see what's going on right here at this high and up here at these levels. Sorry if I sound drained. I had a very long workout today. Okay, here we go. Move this over. Okay, let's see what's going on here. 15. What's happening with Asia? I like to kind of get a read on the evening. What's going on? You know. So, anyways, let's see. Daily currently open low. Um, Currently in a rebalance for what potential expansion. Okay, so this is why I kind of like to drop down to the lower time frame. Okay, if we are going to go lower, great. So like you would think, okay, we're going to rebalance to right EQ. Okay, but look what's resting at EQ, and this is again more GXC stuff that's really helped giving me good confluence and understanding is the relative swings, right? Like the reality is like if the market's going to come to EQ, we call it LRL bar, right? But like this is purposely and intentionally set here so that it can get run out. So this gives me more confluence that we're going to be coming up here to run these out. It's also, let's see, inside this breaker here. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So definitely going to be looking for what an Asia consolidation. Maybe London builds on top, and then New York. Maybe we open into manipulation, or maybe it's AM longs and PM. Do we have news tomorrow? Let me check. That will give me a better bias. Let me see here. Okay. Tomorrow, Friday, 7 a.m. Consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Okay. Well, then we'll see what we get. Maybe get a 2610 or something like that. Anyways, this week has been super, super good. And yeah, let's keep it going and keep it rolling. So no need to take pictures on the lower time frames. But that's all I got, and I will see you guys in the morning. So let me go ahead and end this. Thanks.